And the third one is that ministry itself can become an idol. Not just the gifts, but ministry can become an idol. You have patience and you have put up with a great deal because of my name, and you haven't grown weary. In other words, you're doing ministry, you're doing good things. I do, however, have one thing against you. You have abandoned the love you showed at the beginning. You've abandoned the love that you showed at the beginning. See, we all start off with a great passion for ministry, for doing great things for God, expecting great things from God. We want to see wonderful things. We have a great passion for it. But over time, we can become a little stale with that. And we start going through the motions of it. Now, I was 19 when I first went to India as a missionary. Finished my degree, went over to India. Absolutely hated it. I knew God had called me there, but I couldn't work out why, because there was nothing about it that I liked. I spent the first 2 weeks praying that God would get me sick and get me medevaced out of there. I didn't care how, just I didn't want to be there. One night I'm praying and I heard the voice of God say to me, stop looking at India through your eyes, look at it through my eyes. Different perspective, totally. When you start looking at the world through God's eyes instead of your eyes. When you start looking at the person next to you through God's eyes instead of your eyes. When you start looking at the people across the road, your neighbours, the people you work with. Look at them through God's eyes instead of your eyes. And suddenly things change. I had a transformation in my spirit that I now fell in love with the people. I fell in love with ministry there. I fell in love with the place because I saw it how God saw it, as a people who needed Him. But one of the things that I constantly prayed was, Lord, never let me fall so much in love with the ministry that I'm doing for you that I fail to hear you tell me that it's time to move on. And sometimes we can do that. We can get so caught up with doing ministry. We can love the ministry. We can still have a passion for the ministry. But maybe God's saying, you know what, you need to step aside and let someone else step up. You need to step aside and allow me to minister to you for a while. You need to step into another ministry instead of the one that you're doing now. But we can become so entrenched in what we're doing that ministry itself becomes an idol for us. Sometimes, as Martin Lloyd-Jones says, to love the work of the Lord more than the Lord of the work is ministry idolatry. Let me say that again. To love the work of the Lord more than the Lord of the work is ministry idolatry. It's when we love that ministry more than we love God. It has become an idol in our lives.